Welcome to this 30-minute noon flow. For those of you who have never practiced with me before, my name is Devon Caldwell, and you can find out more about me online at devoncaldwell.com or on Instagram at Devon Caldwell Yoga. I'm also on Facebook too. So thank you so much for joining me today. I see some new names in the Zoom room, and I just want to thank you for being here, but also to remind you that I'm not here with you in person to see how your body moves and how those poses look in your body. So I just want to encourage you that what I'm offering today are suggestions only. Please listen to your body. And if something doesn't feel right, please do something different. And know that child's pose and shavasana are always available to you during the practice. So we'll get started. Make your way to your mat if you're not there already and find a comfortable seated position.
Oh, I'm going to do yoga. So you can with me.
And I will just make sure everyone's muted. All right, there we go. So find a nice tall seat, root down into your sitting bones, soften through your shoulders, roll the shoulder blades back and down. Start to draw some circles with the tip of the nose. Depending on how your neck feels today, those circles might get bigger. Change direction. And let the circles get smaller until your head becomes still. Draw an inhale breath, reach your arms overhead, interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling, as long as that's comfortable to you. If not, just interlace the fingers. Soften your shoulders down the back. Take a gentle sway over to one side. Stay rooted through both sitting bones. Press out through the palms, keeping your arms strong and straight. Draw an inhale breath into your side body. Come back to center. Exhale over to the other side. Press out through the palms, root firmly through the sitting bones. One more to each side. Come back to center. Inhale. And on the exhale breath, take a gentle twist to one side. Keep pressing out through your palms. This twist might feel like a very small motion through the spine. Come back to center. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, take a twist to the other side. Come back to center, release the arms. Let the hands rest on your knees. Shrug the shoulders a couple of times. We'll take a moment to come into seated cat-cow. So use your inhale breath to draw your chest forward, eyes lift, shoulder blades come together. And on the exhale breath, round through the spine, chin comes to chest. Move between those two shapes a couple of times. Gently flowing between seated cat-cow. We'll continue the same motion, but on all fours. So make your way to your hands and knees. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Shoulders come over the wrists. Hips are over the knees. Soften the belly towards the mat. Draw the chest forward. Lift the eyes. As you exhale, press into the hands, round through the spine, angry cat. Continue to move between these two shapes with your breath. Walk the hands a little distance away from you. Tuck all 10 toes. Lift your hips up and back to find downward facing dog. Keep a gentle bend in the knees. You might wish to pedal out the legs, bending one knee forward as you press the opposite heel down towards the mat. Nod the head yes. Shake the head no. And on the next inhale breath, glide forward to plank. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Nice, strong, straight line from the crown of the head to the base of the spine. Maybe you tap down your knees, and we'll stay here for 3 cycles of breath. On the end of the 3rd breath, slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Bring the hands beneath the shoulders. Tuck the elbows into the ribs. Press into the top side of the feet. Breathe in, peel the chest away. Breathe out, lower back down. Take 2 more cobra poses of your choice. You might choose spacious cobra, taking your hands right off the mat. From wherever you are, hands come beneath your shoulders. Roll over the knees, make your way back to downward facing dog. Take small steps to the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold here. You might reach for opposite elbows as you sway from side to side. Release the fingers towards the earth. Breathe in, find a halfway lift. Draw the tips of your shoulder blades together. Press your sitting bones to the back edge of the mat. Breathe out, fold over the legs. As you inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Breathe out, bring your hands to heart. Pause here for a moment. We're going to move into our first standing sequence, and you may wish to have blocks available at the top of your mat. So if you think you'd like to use them, just position them along the top edge on the highest setting. Make your way back to Tadasana or mountain pose. Feet are hip distance apart. Press firmly into the 4 corners of the feet. Engage through the legs. Draw in through the belly. Roll the shoulders back and down, palms face forward. Head rests on top of the neck. On the next inhale breath, reach the arms overhead. As you exhale, sink down into a chair pose. Feet remain parallel here. Inner and outer thighs are engaged. Inhale. On the exhale, sink a little deeper. Swim your arms back. Find an interlace on the low back. Wiggle your shoulder blades together. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, come into a forward fold, but keep the interlace of your fingers. Inhale breath, halfway lift. Pause here. Shift your weight into your left foot. Come to the ball of the right foot. When you feel stable, step the right foot back. Lower the knee to the mat. Release the hands. Reach the arms overhead. Reach for opposite elbows. Breathe in and grow tall. And as you breathe out, take a side body bend to the left. So you'll press your right hip to the long edge of the mat. Come back to center. Release the hands. Bring them down to frame your front foot. Press strongly into your right hand. Tuck your back toes. Pop up the knee. Sweep it open to the left. Let's add in an arm circle or 2. First one way, and then the other. Bring the hand down to frame the front foot. Step back to plank. Option to take a vinyasa or move directly back to downward facing dog, your choice. Shift the weight into the left foot. On the inhale breath, sweep the right leg overhead. Bend through the knees, stack the hips, find a hip opening shape here. Maybe you circle the ankle, first one way, then the other. And when you're ready, step the right foot forward between the hands. Squeeze the thighs together. When you feel stable, reach the arms overhead. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bring the hands down towards the top of the mat. We're going to step forward into an L stand. This is when you might wish to use your blocks. So if the floor feels really far away, reach for the blocks, place your hands on them, shift the weight into your front foot, push off the back foot, and come into an L stand or a modified warrior 3. If you're not using the blocks, the tips of your fingers will rest on the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower the foot. Feet are parallel. Inhale breath, reach the arms overhead. Exhale breath, sink down into chair. Hands come to heart center. Inhale to rise. Exhale, release the arms to your sides. If you'd like to pause for a sip of water here, go right ahead, and then we'll practice the same sequence on the other side. Returning to mountain or Tadasana pose. Inhale breath, arms reach overhead. Exhale, sink down into chair. Squeeze through the inner and outer thighs. Breathe in. As you exhale, sweep the arms back. Find the opposite interlace on the low back this time. So the one that feels a little bit funny. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, fold forward. If you'd like to add in a shoulder stretch, you might float your interlaced fingers off your low back. Use the inhale breath to find a halfway lift. Now shift your weight into your right foot. Come to the tiptoes of your left. When you feel stable, big step back with the left foot. Lower the back knee to the mat. Reach the arms overhead, low lunge. Reach for your elbow. And as you breathe out, take your upper body over to the right. Press the hip to the other side of the mat, side body stretch. Come back to center, release the arms, hands come down to frame the foot. Press strongly into the left hand, tuck the back toes, pop up your knee, breathe in, sweep open to the side. Circle the arm one way, then the other. Bring the hand down to frame the foot. Step back to plank. Option for a flow here. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Shift your weight into your right foot. Use your inhale breath to sweep the left leg overhead, three-legged dog. Bend through the left knee, stack the hips. Circle the ankle. Change direction. Step the left foot between the hands. Setting up for high lunge. Squeeze the thighs together. When you feel ready, reach the arms overhead. Exhale breath. Hands come down to frame the foot or reach for your blocks. Shift the weight into the front foot. Push off the back, L stand. On the next exhale, lower the foot to the mat. Feet are parallel. Breathe in, reach the arms overhead. Breathe out, sink down into chair. Hands come to heart. Slowly rise up. Release your arms to your sides. Pause here for a moment and notice any changes in your body. You should be feeling warmer. Your heart might be beating a little more quickly. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths together. Begin by exhaling through the mouth. Big inhale through the nose. Loud sigh out through the mouth. 2 more at your own pace. Take a peek at your feet. Make sure they're a little distance apart and parallel. Inhale, breath, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, sink down into chair. Swing the arms behind you, find an interlace. On the next exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Weight shifts into the left foot, come to the ball of the right foot. When you're ready, big step back with the right foot. High lunge this time. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. On the exhale, dial the back foot down so that the toes point to the long edge of the mat. Take a peek, look for heel to heel alignment in your warrior two. Deep bend through the front knee. Shoulders come over the hips. Soften the back hand to the thigh. Breathe in, pull it back, reverse your warrior. Come back to warrior two. Hands come to the hips. Pivot the feet, nice wide stance. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, hinge forward from the hips, coming into a deep forward fold. Hands rest on the mat in front of you, head hangs heavily. Press into the hands, grow long through the spine. Direct your attention to your front foot. Pivot your front foot so that the toes point to the top edge of the mat. We're returning to those warrior two feet. Bring the left elbow to the thigh, sweep the back arm overhead, extended side angle. On the next inhale breath, pull all the way back to your reverse warrior. Breathe out, extended side angle. One more, flowing each way. Pivot through the upper body, spin the toes on the back foot. You'll find yourself in a high runner's lunge facing the top edge of the mat. Step back to plank, option for a vinyasa here. Soften through the knees. Direct your eyes to the top edge of the mat, step or hop. Inhale, breath, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Press into the feet, breathe in, reach the arms overhead. Breathe out, sink down into chair. Hands come to heart. Inhale to rise. Exhale to release. We'll come into that same sequence on the other side. Press into the feet, breathe in, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, sink it down into chair. Swim the arms back, opposite interlace. On the next exhale breath, forward fold. Use the inhale breath to find a halfway lift, spine grows long. Weight comes into the right foot, come to the ball of the left. When you feel stable, big step back with the left foot. Inhale breath, arms reach overhead, high lunge. As you breathe out, dial the back foot down, coming into warrior two on the other side. Take a peek at your feet, look for heel to heel alignment, shoulders over the hips. Soften the back hand to rest on the thigh, breathe in, reverse warrior. Come back to warrior two. Hands to the hips. Pivot the feet, nice wide stance, facing the long edge of the mat. Inhale here. And as you exhale, hinge through the hips. Wide-legged forward fold. Press into the hands, lift the spine like you're coming into a halfway lift. Direct your attention to your front foot. Pivot through the front foot so the toes point to the top edge. Right elbow comes to the thigh. Inhale, breath. Back arm sweeps overhead, extended side angle. Flow between Extended side angle and reverse warrior a couple of times. On the next exhale, twist through the spine, bring the hands down to frame the foot, pivot through the back toes, high runner's lunge facing the top edge of the mat. Breathe in, step the feet together at the top of the mat, press into the feet, inhale, arms reach overhead, exhale, sink down into chair one last time. Hands come to heart, inhale to rise, exhale, release the arms to the sides. Reach for a sip of water if you'd like one. And next we'll move into our balancing sequence, although there was quite a lot of balancing in what we just did. Shift your weight into one foot. Position your other foot for tree. So maybe that's a kickstand on the ankle, mid-calf, or lifting higher towards the groin. The only place you're not going to put your foot is on the inside of your knee. Keep the hips level, shoulders are soft, hands come to heart center. If you'd like to add in a little bit of a shoulder stretch, you might reach your arms overhead and use the same arm as your bent knee and sweep that arm under the other, twist tie through the elbows, bring the palms together for eagle arms. If this isn't accessible for you today, instead cross the elbows and bring the hands to the backs of your shoulder blades. 3 breaths here. Exhale to unravel. Bring your foot down to the floor, give your legs a little wiggle. And we'll come into tree on the other side. So ankle, mid-calf, closer towards the groin. Hands come to heart center. If you did eagle arms on the other side, practice eagle arms on this side too. Three breaths here. Unravel. Bring your foot down to the mat. If you're not already there, step to the top of the mat. Breathe in, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Use the inhale breath to find a halfway lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Hands come to the mat. Step back to all fours. So we're returning to that tabletop shape that we were in earlier. On the inhale breath, extend the right leg long to float above the mat. Add in the opposite arm, so the left arm. Left fingertips reach to the top of the mat. Right tip toes stretch to the back of the mat. Draw in through your belly. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, round through the spine, bring the elbow towards the knee. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, elbow to knee. 2 more. Exhale to release. We'll find that same exercise on the other side. So stretch the left leg long, floats above the mat. Add in the right arm, draw into the belly. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, round through the spine, elbow to knee. Inhale, grow long. 2 more. And release. Take a gentle sway from side to side. Walk the hands a little distance ahead, closer to the top edge of the mat. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Shift the weight into the left foot. Breathe in, sweep the right leg overhead. As you breathe out, bend through the knee. Bring the knee behind the wrist. Lower leg extends diagonally across the mat. Release the back knee, wiggle it back to create some space. On the inhale breath, lift the chest, lift the gaze. On the exhale breath, fold over the knee. Maybe you support the forehead with a block beneath it. Rest your forehead on your stacked palms. Wherever you are, settle into a shape that's comfortable and sustainable for a few cycles of breath. If this does not feel good in your body, you can practice pigeon on your back. So roll to your back. Bend through the right knee, place the foot above the left knee. Right hand threads between the legs, catching the lower body, drawing it in. Flex both feet, gently press the knee away from you. Press down, bringing the sacrum towards the mat. Wherever you are, one more breath in pigeon. If you're taking pigeon on your back, just switch sides. If you are in the more traditional pose of pigeon, we'll step back to downward facing dog. So tuck the toes on the back foot. Maybe you step all the way back to three-legged dog and release the foot. We'll come into pigeon on the other side. So three-legged dog by sweeping the left leg above. On the exhale, bend through the left knee, place it behind the left wrist. Wiggle the knee back. Press into the palms, breathe in. And as you breathe out, fold over the front knee. Stack the palms, soften into this shape. Press into your forearms. Lift the upper body. Shift your weight into your left hip. Sweep your right leg around and extend it out to the side. I'll just turn so you can see more easily. Press the foot into the thigh. Your right leg is extended out to the side. Breathe in, reach the arms overhead. Breathe out, pinch in through the side body. Bring your hand to your extended foot. If it doesn't reach, just rest it on your shin. Spin the rib cage open. Maybe you lift the eyes to your hand. Another option is to tuck that top hand into the small of your back, rolling the chest open that way. On the inhale breath, come back to center. We'll find the shape on the other side. So extend your other leg, bending in through the other knee. Foot comes to the thigh. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. On the exhale, pinch in through the side body. Reach for your foot or shin. Spin the rib cage open. Maybe lift the eyes. Or you choose to tuck that hand into the small of your back. On the inhale breath, come back to an upright position. Cross your legs. Let your hands rest on your knees. Roll the shoulders back and down. Soften the gaze or close the eyes. Take a moment to notice how you feel now. We've moved and breathed very continuously for the last 30 minutes. So observe the changes in your body and your mind. We'll conclude our practice with 3 shared breaths. On the inhale, sweep the arms overhead, bring the palms together. Exhale through the mouth, bring your hands to heart. 2 more. Thank you so much for joining me for this 30-minute flow. Namaste. If you'd like to connect with me after this class, you can find me online, devoncaldwell.com, or Devon Caldwell Yoga on Instagram and Facebook. It's been a pleasure leading you in this class today.